The world is in a full-blown panic attack right now as markets across the board go up in flames, from precious metals to cryptocurrency all the way to stock markets. Experienced investors take this as an opportunity to buy while the rest of the world panic sells. The million-dollar question is, what's going to happen to the price of silver? Now, if you're new around here, I highly recommend that you subscribe because I'm always going to give you the newest, latest, freshest, most up to date, recent information in the world of silver on a daily basis. Now, we have an article right here titled, Can Silver Hang On? That's a good question. It's not the only article we're going to cover in this video. We're also going to look at a price analysis, kind of giving more of an in depth review. This is more of a question, and this is more of the answer right now. I also did want to share the 1 day chart, just showing that there is a lot of stability around this $21 level. And if it breaks below the $20 level, I could see things getting pretty ugly just because $20 is such a psychological number. I mean, if we get into the teens, I'm sure a lot of people would get even more fearful. Just like at the store, they're not going to mark something $20. They're going to say $19.99 just to make it seem cheaper. Let's look at this article right here. The price analysis: silver recovers further from the year-to-date lows, climbs to $21 in that neighborhood at least. Now, silver gained positive traction on Friday and reversed a part of the previous day's slide to the year-to-date lows. Extremely oversold RSI on the daily chart was seen as a key factor that prompted short covering. The double bottom support breakpoint near the $21.40 area should now cap any meaningful upside. So the article starts off saying that silver witnessed a short covering bounce on the last day of the week, recovered apart from the overnight slump of its lowest level since July 2020. The recovery momentum extended through the early European session and pushed spot prices back closer to the $21 figure mark. And it's pretty crazy because you even see on sites like SD Bullion where Eagles are still pushing $34, $35, right? The premiums are absolutely insane, but you are going to see it mainly with Eagles. So be careful with that as you're buying silver. You want to go for more generics or even some government backed coins, but just make sure you're buying ones that have low premiums. You don't want to be paying $15+ over spot. That's just ridiculous. Now, on the flip side, the year-to-date low around the $20.65 area now seems to protect the immediate downside. Some follow-through selling would reaffirm the near-term negative bias and make the price of silver vulnerable to the slide further towards challenging the $20 psychological mark. Like I was just explaining, that psychological level really is a lot. And I'm sure if people do see it break below $20, there's going to be even more selling. So as the global situation hit China in February of 2020, silver sold off and reached a low of $11.64. That was around the time we saw the gold to silver ratio at like 125 to 1. You know, the highest price gold's ever been when it broke past $2,000, and also the lowest price silver's been in a long, long time. But anyways, however, by the week of August 3rd of the same year, as gold is making all-time highs, silver bounced to its highest level since February 2013, near $21 or $29.85. And since then, silver's been moving lower in a descending triangle, with the exception of the week of February 1st, 2021, when folks from Wall Street Bets got a hold of the metal, drove the price briefly above the top trend line to a new local high of $30.08. With interest rates in the US dollar rising over the past 3 weeks, though, silver's taken a turn to the downside. This week, the price is traded through the bottom trend line of the descending triangle, reaching its lowest level since July 2020 and just above the horizontal support dating to the week of July 1st, 2016, near $21.14. I actually remember that day that when silver did that. I was making daily videos back then. As you guys know, I've been making daily silver stacking videos since 2015 on this channel. But I remember the July 2016 high when silver broke past $21. We all celebrated like it was a holiday. I'm not even kidding. You got to remember, the average price of silver for the last 10 years has been $15. So this whole time, you know, if you've been stacking longer than 2-3 years ago, then you know that silver's mainly been in the 15, $16 range. Like, we're not used to just $26 silver being normal, right? We're not used to seeing, high 20 or even mid $20 silver. So when silver broke past $21, it was incredible to us. And that also should kind of send the message of, just because you started stacking at a certain point, your perspective on if prices are high or low really doesn't matter. You got to step outside of your own perspective and look at the bigger picture. Because at the end of the day, whether you got in at $26 or $15, it really doesn't matter, especially if you're in this for the long term and aren't planning on selling anytime soon. I mean, a lot of people did buy silver during the Wall Street silver movement at $30. And now, if you see silver down to $21, you see your investment deeply in the red. That really is irrelevant, though, because if you're going to hold for another 10, 15 years, then whether it's 29 or 21, we're talking about much higher silver prices. A lot of people might think that they made a bad mistake, or that maybe they're second guessing themselves thinking they should sell. And if you buy in at a higher price and you sell lower, that's the worst thing you could do for investing, right? You're supposed to buy low, sell high, not buy high, sell low. So on a daily time frame, one can get a clear picture of just how much silver has fallen since April 18th, when the price was trading around $26.22. Since then, the precious metal has lost over 19%. Now, if the price can break through the horizontal support level of $21.14, it could fall to the 261.8% Fibonacci extension from the low of April 6th to the highs of April 18th near $20.74. Below there, the price can fall to the 200 weekly moving average at $20.22. And however, notice that the RSI is in oversold territory, an indication that the price may be ready for a bounce. Horizontal resistance from May 2nd low, it sits right around $22.12. If price breaks above additional horizontal resistance at $23.28, then the 200 daily moving average is at around $23.69. So a lot of bouncing back and forth. Obviously, gold does also play a major factor in this, but remember, gold is more of a monetary metal, silver is more of an industrial metal, so it's going to hit higher highs but also lower lows. So if gold's going to drop 5-10%, silver's going to drop 15%, even more. It's a more dramatic version of gold, right? I call it gold on steroids, but that could also be for the worst, right? And that's just simply because silver's a much smaller market, so it's going to be a lot more volatile. But at the end of the day, unless you're trading, on the COMEX, the SLV, or if you're someone trying to maybe exchange silver into something else or even back to USD and let things ride out, you really just gotta, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but true silver stackers, this is what most of us do. And I hope all of us, but obviously that's not the case, is we just buy it and hold it. It's the reason that we invest in a silver isn't for all this type of stuff. Not even having to do so with the dollar index. It's much bigger than that, and it goes much deeper. We're preserving our wealth against inflation, but it's also, it's a store of value. The dollar is essentially worthless. It's lost 98% of its original purchasing power, and we're just putting our money into something that holds its value over time, given that we know that fiat currency's inevitable demise is going to come sooner than later, especially with the trillions and trillions of dollars we're throwing out, and not only stimulus, but for the Green New Deal, and that itself is another reason why we invest into silver. There's a lot of reasons, whether you invested in it because you're more of the SHTF prepper, or you're someone that's looking at it just as another, asset to your portfolio. Regardless the reason of why you're stacking, just buy it and hold it. Buy it and hold it. Just buy some silver on AppMex or wherever you want. Throw it in your safe or wherever you want, your safety deposit box, 2 feet in the ground, in your backyard, whatever. Just hold it. And if you come from that type of stacking strategy, this stuff will mean nothing to you. The only reason that these prices would mean anything to you right now are one of two reasons. Well, one is if you're trying to enter the market, and right now would be a perfect time to. But two, if you're planning on selling. And I hope nobody's planning on selling because you'd be selling yourself extremely short and probably at a loss, right? I mean, you don't want to sell yourself short, folks. We already know that silver is extremely undervalued. So if you're going to invest into something that's undervalued, why sell it if you know it's still undervalued, right? Silver's natural price will come sooner or later, but you don't want to sell yourself short. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I also did make a very interesting video yesterday that I highly recommend you watch. Actually, all the I've been this whole week or the whole last week, I highly recommend you watch all those videos. I've been trying to cover some very important topics, and I definitely think you will gain something from each one of those. Very important stuff coming out, and right now, this market chaos is only going to distract people and bring more emotional investing in, which is the worst thing you can do. I always say invest with your head, not your heart, because the moment you start investing um, off of fear, you're thinking irrationally, you're panic selling, you're just making silly decisions because you're emotionally invested, and that clogs your judgment. You got to kind of step outside of yourself and look at the bigger picture. Because yes, it could be scary when you see your investment in the red, but that also means that you got to step back and realize, yo, it's in the red right now, but by next week, who knows? Another event's going to come up, or the FOMC meeting is going to come out and they're going to announce something else, or the dollar is going to start to decline, or something happens with the war, or whatever the case is. There's so many different things that affect the price of silver, and even given in 6 months' time from now or a year from now, things could be completely different, right? Like 100% different, where silver is very bullish and everyone's back on board. You don't want to sell right now and then end up jumping back on board once prices are higher. It's supposed to be buy low, sell high. Don't buy high, hope it goes higher. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. The link to these two articles will be in the description. If you want to check out a really cool deal, go to bullionmax.com/silverslayer. It's going to take you to this 5 ounce starter kit. It's 5 ounces of silver at below employee pricing. Below employee pricing. It's coins like a Type 2 Eagle, 2022 Kangaroo, the 2022 Britannia with the new security feature, 1 ounce round, and a 1 ounce bar. It's only one per household, obviously, because this is such a good deal. But it's basically just a way for beginners or anyone really to get a nice deal of some very popular coins at a good price. But remember, it's free shipping on orders over $199. So make sure that you grab an ounce or two extra just to cover that free shipping threshold, because you don't want to ever pay for shipping when you're buying online anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. This was Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.